Hey everyone, and welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So with November right around the corner, we're going to be going over the payment schedule for all Social Security beneficiaries, whether you're a retiree receiving SSI or SSDI. We're going to be going over every single payment and when you can expect to receive yours next month in the month of November. Also, there is a new rule that's potentially on the table for 2024, where if they actually implement this new rule, it could result in increased payments for certain beneficiaries of up to $8,100 and potentially even more, because that would just be the average. But before I go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Also, if you would like to receive a few free stocks, in a pinned comment below as well as in the description box, I will be leaving a few different links where you can receive just that. And if you don't want to invest at this point in time, once you receive those free stocks, what you can always do is just sell them for whatever they're worth and then transfer that money right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into the main content of today's video, we're going to be talking about those increased payments of up to $8,100 and possibly even more. So this news story is right from Newsweek. So they say that Social Security change could give recipients an extra $8,100. So we're going to be covering that right now. So they say that for the 2 million grandparents in the United States tasked with the full-time job of raising their grandchildren, a potential change in Social Security regulations could offer substantial financial relief in an additional sum of $8,100, according to a study published on Tuesday. Adjusting the Social Security Administration's rules to align with those of the Internal Revenue Service could result in significant benefits for those caregiving grandparents, the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College said in its study. Many grandparents step in as full-time caregivers due to unforeseen circumstances such as death or otherwise under the current SSA rules. However, Social Security child benefits are only available to legal dependents of Social Security beneficiaries. That means most grandparents who haven't legally adopted their grandchildren but still shoulder the primary caregiving responsibilities don't qualify. In contrast, the IRS allows grandparents to claim a child as a dependent for tax purposes without requiring legal custody. The CRR suggests that if the SSA adopted similar guidelines, it would greatly assist that sector of grandparents. So they go on to say that the financial implications. So the implications are steep if such an alignment were to occur. The CRR reported that the average eligible household would receive an additional $8,100 annually on top of their existing benefits. That additional income, amounting to $675 per month, can provide crucial for grandparents, as caregiving often leads to drained savings intended for bills and retirement. The responsibilities of a grandparent taking care of a child full-time can also hinder their ability to work longer, possibly pushing them towards premature retirement without adequate financial resources. So this would absolutely be a great change. I mean, if we have a grandparent, if you're a grandparent out there and you're pretty much tasked with the primary responsibility of raising your grandchildren, then I'm not sure why you also wouldn't receive these extra benefits as well. So it's absolutely a change I think that they should make. I hope that they make it. I think it would be a positive thing. And like they also mentioned there, of course, if you're raising your grandchildren, obviously you're going to have to spend a lot more than what you normally would. You'd be paying for their food, any schooling, any other things that they need. And at that point, you might already be retired and not working anymore. And at that point, you might have to go back to work. Or as they mentioned there, you might still be working to supplement your Social Security income. And with that, having to raise your grandchildren, well, at that point, you probably, you'd probably have to quit working and you'd have less income. So hopefully they make this change. It makes total sense to me at least. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. But as I mentioned earlier on in today's video, of course, November is right around the corner this year. It's just flying by. Can't believe 2023 is almost over. 2024 is right around the corner. This year has just flown by. But as far as the payment schedule goes for November, we're going to be talking about Social Security retirees, SSI, and SSDI, and when exactly you can expect to receive your payment. So we're going to be starting out on November 1st. So in this month, in October, SSI recipients did not receive a single payment. That's because last month in September, SSI recipients actually received 2 payments, and then October 1st fell on a weekend. So instead of receiving your payment on October 1st, you actually received 2 payments in the month of September, with your second September payment actually technically just being your October payment. So for the first time since September, SSI recipients will be receiving a payment on November 1st. Then on November 3rd, there's going to be certain people who are going to receive the payments then. So those are going to be going to those who receive both SSI and Social Security benefits. And if your state pays your Medicare premiums, or you filed for Social Security benefits before 1997. And then coming up on November 8th, if your birthday falls on any day from the 1st to the 10th of any given month, you will get your November Social Security payment on the second Wednesday in November, which will be November 8th. And then on November 15th, those payments are going to be going to those with birthdays falling between the 11th and 20th of any given month. And then finally, the last payment going out in November is going to be on November 22nd. Those payments are going to be going to those with birthdays falling anywhere between the 21st and 31st of any given month. Now, just quickly looking ahead until December, of course, if you're an SSI recipient, just like in September, you're actually going to be receiving 2 payments in the month of December. So your first payment is going to be coming on the 1st, just like usual on December 1st. And your December 1st payment is going to be the same amount in which you've been receiving all year long. So if you've been receiving a $600 payment all year long in 2023, on December 1st, you are going to receive a payment of $600 just like usual. And then you're actually going to be receiving a second payment. So on December 29th, that's when you're going to receive your second, I guess you could say, bonus payment, or however you want to word it. However, just keep in mind that your December 29th payment is actually technically just going to be your January payment. So for that reason, that payment is actually going to be a little bit different. And like we mentioned earlier on, and like you've been hearing all over the news, of course, there was that cost of living adjustment increase. So in 2024, your payments are going to be a little bit higher, whether you're a retiree, whether you receive SSI benefits, or whether you receive SSDI benefits. Your payments are going to be right around 3.2% higher. Of course, keep in mind you are going to have some things deducted out of that check. So for example, your Medicare Part B premiums did raise, where they are going to be a little bit higher in 2024. After this year, they actually decreased for the first time in quite some time. But they are going to, in fact, be increasing by right around $10 in 2024. So you will have to keep that in mind. But on December 29th, your second payment for SSI recipients, that's when you're going to receive your first increase. That's going to be the COLA increase. So whatever you're receiving this year, all year long, that payment is going to be right around 3.2% higher. And like I mentioned earlier on, of course, there are going to be some things deducted from your check as well. So look for that December 29th payment to be a little bit higher. And then for all other Social Security beneficiaries, you're not actually going to receive your increase until January of next year, just like usual. The only reason SSI recipients are going to be receiving their increase earlier in December is that because January 1st is a holiday, and because that's a holiday, you're going to be receiving your payment in the month prior. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.